Hi, you guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about change, the change process, because it's hard, right? It's hard for us. We fight it. There's a reason why we say that change is so hard. So, for many of us, and I just want to confirm for you, I do have a dress on. For many of us, the change process can feel like death. We fear we fear a death in an unknowing of what's ahead of us, and I think that happens because there is a death in the ego in change. The ego will rear up and say, absolutely not. If you take this path, bad things are going to happen. We create these images in our mind. We create these false illusions of fear. That's the ego rising up. And really, change is just this decision. It's just a decision we make to live in the moment. If we're truly experiencing this moment, we are letting go. Um, we are not in control. Sorry, guys. In control of how you receive this moment, but we're not in control of what's actually going to happen. That's the truth always for us. So if we are present in this moment, we're changing. And when we make a decision to go through on a spiritual journey, boy, that whole spiritual journey is about change. And it is in many ways about death. Um, so what's useful about this? What's useful about this? One, let's know some of the key concepts. Okay. So in that fighting that we're having, that war we're at with the ego, as you want to call it, or with this idea of fear as it comes up, the fighting against the resistance of change. That's a fight only within ourselves. So for anybody who's a Star Wars fan, I'm going to give you an analogy. And the analogy is beautifully depicted in the movie in this scene, and it's in the book as well. It's in the scene between Yoda and Luke Skywalker. And Luke is getting Jedi training, and Yoda brings him to this beautiful old tree that looks kind of like a demon. And he tells Luke he has to go down in this cave at the bottom of this tree. And he's got to fight. He's got to go down alone. And Luke says, what's in there? Like, what am I going to encounter? And Yoda says, only what you bring with you. And Luke says, okay, then I'm bringing my lightsaber. That's what I know. That's what I know how to fight with. And Yoda says, don't do it. You won't need it. And Luke brings it anyway, right? He's scared. He wants to grab onto what he knows. So he brings his lightsaber down. And at the bottom of this cave, in this deep darkness, he finds Darth Vader and he fights him and kills him with a lightsaber. And he removes his mask and, in complete horror, realizes when the mask is off that Luke is looking into his own face. His own face. And that is the fight with the ego. That's what our fear is. In a beautiful depiction, that is our fear. It creates this illusion that, one, in order to face change, we need to take with us what we used in the past to do battle. And if what we used is the knowledge in our brains, which is often what we try to do, how can I do this? What am I going to do? We try to think our way through fear, right? But the thing is, guys, fear only exists in the brain. The ego only exists in the brain. It doesn't exist in the heart. There's no fear in the heart. There's no ego in the heart. There's wisdom and courage and truth. Ego is in the brain. It's in the mind. So Only fear can exist in the mind. So if we bring our brain, if we bring knowledge of what we knew to the change in the future, or right here in the present for us, it does us no good. It requires a leap of faith to be in this moment, to fully experience this moment presently. And our best armor, what we are armed best with to handle this moment, is our heart, our intuition. The intuition. This is why I teach on intuition, you guys. Not because I don't love knowledge, I do, and I love to learn and fill my brain with ideas. I have a very busy brain. But when I'm afraid, that brain doesn't help. What helps is calling on the courage of my heart to be really present in this moment, to walk through what is. So just like Luke, to go to one more movie, The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, remember The Wizard of Oz, right? There's no place like home. She was home all the time, right? But she has this grand dream, and the dream is this illusion of separation. She's going to be separated from her dog and her family, and all she wants to do is go home again and again, right? And she was home the whole time. The whole time. That's what they tell her. All you get to do is click your heels. You were home the whole time, sister. Because that's fear. That's what fear has, the illusion of separation. It tells us we are different. We're different from one another. We're different and separated from love. We're less than or somehow better than. We don't know, or we're smarter than and other people don't know. That's fear. That's where fear gets us. So the brain isn't what actually makes us happy, you guys. The brain doesn't really have that. It's the heart. The heart creates the possibility for our happiness, which is really only existing in this present moment. It's not in the past and it's not in the future. That's where worry is. That's where fear is. It's that illusion. Right here, right now, right around us. This is where happiness exists, the possibility of it. We think our brain is going to help us in some way. And the spiritual journey is scary. So if you're like, I must be doing it wrong because it scares me or I'm feeling pain. No. If you're feeling pain, it means you have an opportunity to release pain. It's coming up for you to release it. It's old. It was always there. It was always within you, probably stuck in there someplace. So if you're on this spiritual journey, you're bringing it up to release it. That's the beauty of it. And we're not meant to do it alone. I think that's number one. We have this idea that, the tough guys and the tough gals fight it out on their own, right? They're silent sufferers. They don't say anything to anybody else. And I've fallen victim to that. I'm going to do it all myself. I'm not going to tell you. Why? Because I'm ashamed that I need help, right? I'm ashamed that I'm going through it. I'm terrified of it. And it's that shame that keeps me stuck and keeps me sick. In that illusion is what I mean by sickness. It keeps me in the illusion of that separation, just like Dorothy. So the solution is to share about it. The only way is to use your voice, to speak up and ask for help. Now, not help so somebody will give you all the answers and carry you on their back. That's not possible. But, just like my dog here, but somebody to shine a light on your path, somebody to say, I see you, I see you, I see you, I'm cheering you on, I got you. Right on, good job. Keep going. Me too. Once we share the shame, once we share the fear, it cuts it in half. It's a hell of a lot easier to deal with at that point. Then we can keep going, right? Alone, fear gets magnified, distorted, looks like a boogeyman, tells us you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You gotta stop right now. So mine says, anyways. Um, so we break that through a joining with others, through a sharing of our voicing. And humility is the root from where all greatness, as the Tao says, all greatness springs through humility, which is really just owning with honesty where you're at, which is light and dark, which is all the parts of you, which is what we crave. We crave that wholeness in life, the wholeness within ourselves, the acceptance of ourselves, the loving of ourselves, of all the parts of ourselves. It's not up to us to judge what's right and what's wrong in us, what's good and what's bad. It doesn't mean we have a blind eye to our self awareness. It's more that with an honest, humble eye, we face ourselves and say, I see you. Come on along. I see you. I love you. I'll be patient with you. I'll own this. I'll commit to grow in this. I'll commit to heal in this. I'll commit to share about this. I'll commit to having the courage to face this and not run from this. And it takes a long, long time often for us to learn humility. For me, it's taken a lot of pain. Where we alter our beliefs, it permits us to move out of that self-centered fear in the mind into love or into a greater peace with others. A beautiful joining, knowing, wholeness, integration, freedom into the light. That's what I call moving from darkness into light, isolation into communion, into union with ourselves and with others. That is why we can't do this alone. You have your own path, but we must walk and join and grow together. That gets me out of myself, pushes me into a place of raising my hand and saying, how can I help? Almost every day. That's why I do this work. Because I can't do it alone. I need you. And so many hands have reached out and been offered to me. That's my job. To always reach back, to always reach side to side and forward and have a hand there available. Should you need it. What else, you guys? I want to read you two quotes. One from Thomas Merton. I love this. Okay. This is about that fear, being in that pain and that fear at the bottom of that cave, just like Luke was in Empire Strikes Back, fighting himself. True prayer and true love are learned in the hour when prayer is impossible and the heart has turned to stone. So let me say that again. This is really faith, you guys. Where does faith comes in? Faith comes in not when everything looks like it's turning out great. Faith comes in at the 11th hour, in the last minute, when it looks like there is no hope for anything coming to you. That's when faith is faith. That's when faith is put into action and creates a miracle. So let me say this again. True prayer and true love, nothing we're always hoping for, true love, are learned in the hour when prayer is impossible and the heart has turned to stone. One more, you guys. Remember, the mind's creating, the ego is creating, fabricating fears. That doesn't mean you can't take those fears with you. It means you don't let them stop you on the journey. What do they say about when you get to the end of your rope? You tie a knot and you hang on. If there is any rule to this game of life that we're in, it's you never give up. You tie a knot and you hang on. Rest if you must, but never stop. Okay, you guys. I'm going to leave you with this poem from Rumi. To honor those who try to rid themselves of any lying, who empty the self and have only clear being there. The fears are really all of our own making. So let me say this again. I honor those who try to rid themselves of any lying. Remember the illusion of fear. Who empty the self and have only clear being there. So that's the present moment, isn't it? When we let go of the past, when we let go of the illusion, remember only the truth is in this present moment. Happiness is in this present moment. Miracles in this present moment. We empty the self of the past to be in this present moment and have clear being here. We are cleared of the past when we're fully present. We are cleared of the past. I honor those too that try to rid themselves of any lying, of any illusion, who empty themselves, who honor and humble themselves to be here in this moment. My friends, if you want to walk this path and you want some guidance and support on the journey, I would be happy to guide you there. I have a few spots open still to take a few people through a one-on-one mentorship, and that means we work every week together in session over Zoom or Skype, anywhere around the world, to dig deep into this spiritual journey together, which can be a frightening one for sure, to remove obstacles, to uncover your truth, to walk with courage, to follow your heart, and to support and lead others on their own journey. So I leave you tonight in love and in joy and with humble gratitude. See you again soon.